Thank you so much, Mr. Zeyad. We're live now for the audience and for everyone to hear us. So, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for the
Mr.
invite.
Ziyad,
Thank you.
thank you. So, Mr. Ziyad is the Business Development Manager at International Foundation Diploma. The one of the projects that we're doing is International Foundation Diploma with NCC UK. Thank you so much. And so we are here basically to discuss an important development in the landscape of academics. However, the potential recognition of International Foundation Diploma by IBCC in Pakistan has actually given us a milestone that we've achieved with the help of NCC, obviously. So, as you know, IFT has long been used as a pathway and also as a bridge, which aims to take students from level of A levels in SSC to a level of undergrad program. So,
Correct.
what? Yeah. So, however, the question that has always lingered with us and my students in Pakistan has been, what about recognition back home? So today we're planning to unpack what IBCC recognition really means, how it may benefit students in the country, within the country, and how they may impact the universities locally, and what subjects we would be offering, what would be the academic structure down the lane, and how this would affect their careers in future. So
Okay.
of the platform, thank you so much, Mr. Zia.
So, hi, good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. I had the pleasure of also being in Pakistan just a few weeks ago and visiting TMUC. So, some of you may be aware of NCC education, and some of you may not know the history of NCC education and TMUC. So let me just give you some background. So TMUC is one of our partners, strategic partners in Pakistan, and they are one of our strategic International Foundation Year delivery partners, which means that they are fully approved and are part of the framework that NCC uses to ensure that our off-qual regulated International Foundation Year is delivered to UK standards. So some of you may be aware that NCC Education is a UK awarding body. We have been around for now nearly 60 years. It was a government initiative that set up NCC Education to upskill and deliver IT skills. So since our inception, since 1966, we've obviously developed some very specialized streams in business, IT, and then later developed what we call now the International Foundation Year Diploma.
Level three.
Now, this International Foundation Year Diploma is a qualification that takes students from high school into a first year of an undergraduate degree. Now, this could be internationally and it can be nationally. So, the idea is that the foundation year is the equivalent of three A levels from a UK standard, and it has the subjects and the subject matter expertise of business, IT, law, creative arts, finance, accounting, etc. So we developed this program so that students would have the right knowledge and skills for them to then embark on an undergraduate degree in those disciplines with enough confidence of understanding what the international market require when joining a university outside of their home country. Now, this has been very successful, and we probably every year recruit or register around 6,000 students globally just every year on this program, and it's been running now for around 6-7 years. and it's just grown in strength, and it's one of our flagship qualifications. Now, as part of the development and having TMUC as one of our strategic partners here in Pakistan, we look to develop this further to make it more applicable for the students here in Pakistan. How did we do that? So we approached IBCC and we spoke with the regulatory authorities there in Pakistan, and we also invited them to the UK on 2 occasions to allow them to come to our head office to have a look and talk to our assessments, our quality assurance, our exam board, just to really understand the structure and the feasibility of how the foundation year can be adopted for the Pakistani education framework. Thank God, Alhamdulillah, we were very successful, and they were very happy with the quality and the compliance of the UK Ofqual regulatory authorities, as well as their criteria in ensuring that our foundation year would meet the framework that the local education curriculum offers. So it was a milestone, and it was a great achievement, and it's going to change everything for Pakistan and Pakistani students. Now, how's it going to change that? So the IBCC recognition now is the equivalent to your A levels. So it can be an alternative to your A levels. Now you're asking, well, why do I need an alternative? Well, the difference between, I would say, the current A levels in Pakistan and what we offer is that ours comes with an international recognition. What does that mean? That means that students will be able to do our foundation year and have the choices to be able to either stay in Pakistan and progress to a national university inside of Pakistan, and through any international TNE providers like TMUC with Hertfordshire and the University of London, etc., and go straight into their first year of their degree, and have the skills and the knowledge to be able to continue that journey with a very strong foundation in the core electives and core units and the electives that they choose. But it doesn't stop there. The students can also progress to places like Australia, Canada, Hong Kong, the United Kingdom, even places in the Middle East, if that was an option, even the US.
So basically, the entire world is open to that.
Basically, yes, yes. So, students have gone on and they've done business, they've done computer science, they've done engineering, they've done biology, chemistry. Now, this is the foundation year that we offer. Now, with IBCC, we offer the humanities stream. So we have to be very clear with this. So when it comes to humanities, the options that students have are in the business, the IT, the finance, and the creative arts. However, students also do have the option, if they want it, without the IBCC, is to go down the other route, which gives them the opportunities to go abroad and do the let's just call it the plan B, or the second route of IFD. One is an IBCC recognized IFD, and the other one is the standard IFD. The IFD that we offer in Pakistan is humanities. So students who want to go into business, law, IT, creative arts, digital world, etc., this is definitely the one for them. So basically, it's a 14-month program, and this is an IBCC, requirement that it equates to the same number of years that the Pakistan framework requires. Now, I think in Pakistan you require 15 years in total, I think, of study. So we're
actually 12 years. 12 years of education, which equal to A levels and FSA.
So exactly. So what we've done is we have offered this to be the same timeline for those students so that they are not at a disadvantage or they are not in a position where they haven't met the IBCC sign off, which is what they require once they finish their academic journey.
So what about the credit hours? Will there be any changes in their credit hour structure?
Absolutely, there is. So the standard is 120, and that's a global foundation year. However, with IBCC, in order to meet the requirements and get the recognition that the students want, the parents want, and the centers need, we've had to up this to 180 credits. Okay.
So you've
So,
introduced new subjects?
so what we've done is the standard IFD has four core units, mainly in English, and they're designed to make sure that the English skills that the students require moving forward are at a university level, especially if it's a second language, and that we introduce maths for university studies, because part of the core units, part of the IBCC recognition is that maths needs to be there
In the
as
core
part of the
subject.
core unit. Yes. So once they've completed the core units, the students then move on to the electives, and it's a selection of different units in which students can then take given their stream that they want to go. So for example, if they want to go into business, they would probably take on board the introductory to accounting, the introductory to economics, the international business. We're soon to be adding more. So there'll be the development of organizational structures, e-business, and entrepreneurship. Now, these three core units, elective units, these are going to be there to support students that want to go into either business and even into IT, because the IT electives are stuff like Python and programming, and also which is the other one, digital art and introduction to
Digital
computer
world.
digital world.
Digital world.
So
So
these
what you're
electives,
saying is,
yeah, so
so
these
you
electives give the
introduce these
students
new,
choices.
yeah, so you introduce these new subjects, new modules, only to accommodate the credit hours that are required by the IBCC. So in
Absolutely.
case, okay, so just summing the first half of the conversation that we're doing. So when a student enrolls himself into an International Foundation Diploma or International Foundation year, firstly, it is equivalent to A levels and FSC. Now,
Correct.
for a student, now we would be offering two pathways to them in TMUC as well. So one pathway would be the regular foundation diploma that they would be doing. And obviously, then they can progress further into a TNE program. We offer a lot of programs, University of London or Royal Holloway and University of Hertfordshire. We've got all of those universities. So
Correct.
either they can progress towards those within, or they can go international as well. Now,
Correct.
however, if the students are interested in following a national university or a local university within the country, they would be opting for an IBCC recognized program.
Correct.
So we've got two pathways clear for that. Now, in order to go for your IBCC recognition, you have added more subjects, more modules, right?
So
So
we've added
actually,
so we've added more because obviously they have to complete 180, not 120. So in
mhm.
order for it to be applicable and relevant, we have introduced three new electives. We are also in the pipeline of looking at potentially three other electives that will support the law stream,
Oh, wonderful.
but that's
And
in
will that be recognized by IBCC as well? The law
these
class.
basically IBCC will recognize anything under the humanities. So law would fall under humanities,
Oh, wonderful.
and
Wonderful.
as long as they have completed 180 credits, then they would have gained the recognition from IBCC.
So they need to bag up these subjects for the IBCC recognition.
Correct.
Wonderful, wonderful. And what else, Zeyad, are you bringing to Pakistan for us?
What else am I bringing to Pakistan for you guys?
obviously for the
Well, obviously,
students.
I'd like to be there more often, and just put my face in front of you all. But so, for now, the foundation year is what is our primary focus. We are looking at developing our own level 4 and level 5 with the Higher Education Commission recognition. This will be obviously in the business and the IT streams that we both have, and we are looking to introduce. So at the moment, IFD is our primary focus. We believe that students that felt the challenge of doing a foundation year and struggling at the end to get the recognition has now been lifted. And we have now provided the students with the opportunity of getting a internationally recognized qualification that is now also locally recognized there in Pakistan. So they got the best of both worlds. So that qualification doesn't just require the student to think, I'm stuck in Pakistan. No, it doesn't. It gives you the skills, it gives you the knowledge and the qualification now to consider options. If Australia was your aspiration, you can now take that to Australia. If you want to go to the UK, that is there now for you as a recognized qualification.
Qualifications. Definitely one of the best pathways that I can think of. And considering the fact that it's not only about the subjects, it's also about the number of years that you're giving in, that you're putting in. You're also saving your time in years by
Exactly.
doing foundation diploma. So you've actually changed the academic landscape of the current
Exactly.
situation
Exactly.
that's
I
going on.
mean, look,
Wonderful.
students have gone on, they've studied international management with it. They've gone on and done artificial intelligent commerce. I'm just reading off a list here. Students have gone off to criminology. They've done architectural engineering. They've done fashion, merchandising, and marketing. They've gone on to aviation
So
management.
so you're telling us the future pathways for these students.
So basically, I'm highlighting the strength of the qualification, that the content of our qualification is that in depth and has the right industry requirements for students to study this qualification and be able to go into some very disciplined and specialized undergraduate degrees and have a career in what they've dreamed of. Because of the way it's been structured, the way it's been put together, it is the equivalent of UK A levels. So a student here in the UK would study the same kind of units, the same content, the same level of quality and rigor around the assessments and exams, that they would be no different to a UK student studying, and they would be able to go on to really prestigious universities as well as localized university. I mean, I'm not here
Now
to,
we've got the opportunity.
but obviously they could go on to their very, prestigious universities in Pakistan as well as international and study the degrees that they really aspire to.
True. And do you think you could name few of the universities that recognize IST as one of their qualifications or a pathway to an undergrad program?
So yeah, so some of our students, so I've got a list here. So let's just take Australia, start with alphabetically. So some of the students have gone on to Monash University. Some of them have gone on to Central Queensland University, Western Sydney University, University of Sydney itself.
Which is top tier. We're
University.
talking about the top tier universities of
Yeah,
Australia.
absolutely. Yeah. They've gone on to Canada, to the University of British Columbia, the University of Manitoba, Toronto Metropolitan University in Canada, Hong Kong, the University of Wollongong is
Wollongong.
there. Indonesia, the University of Indonesia itself. There's also Japan, Kansai University, Malaysia. In Pakistan, obviously, they've got the University of London, which is from you guys, and also ACCA recognize it. Qatar, Singapore, South Korea, and then if we take the UK, the list is endless. I mean, the UK, you've got Coventry University, Kingston, Lancaster, Liverpool, Manchester.
So we've got a long list.
It's a very long list, and then if you go across the water, you've got the US, which is, University of Arizona, the City University of New York, Bentley University, La Jolla State University. So there are many. And you know what? It's not limited to what we have on file. Our foundation year can also be applied to universities that may not be on our list. So they can take it, and the university at their discretion can as well accept students with our qualification, because at the end of the day, it's about understanding the content, and it's about understanding how much of their knowledge and breadth of knowledge do they bring to that university. And because it's a UK qualification, because it's benched against UK framework, we don't find many students get rejected or pushed back after completing our qualification.
So one of the students had this question in regards to your English that we're offering them, developing English language skills, or the different English academic
Yeah,
subjects that we're offering to them. Is it by any chance equivalent to, does it give any equivalency in IELTS? Does
right.
it help students
That's a
in
good
that part?
question. So how we've redeveloped the foundation year is we've offered something called English for academic purposes. Okay. Now, English for academic purposes in some universities, not all, but we are developing this further, that if a student can complete our English for academic purposes, they can then enroll into a university without an IELTS certificate. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the flip side to that is if a student wants to come with an IELTS of 5.5 or more, they would actually be exempt from developing English language skills. So they'd only have to do 3 core units.
That
Okay.
is developing English language skills,
So if
English
they
for
came with an
education.
IELTS of 5.5, they would not have to do developing English language skills. They would be exempt from that one. And they would have to do EAP, Maths for University Studies, and Research Study skills. Okay.
Okay. So would you be offering us any proof or the evidence to give into the university abroad
So it
that
would
they
depend. It would depend on where the student wants to go and what university. If you were to approach NCC and say, "This is our situation. This is our scenario. What are the chances of a non-IELTS, certificate to enter here?" We would approach that university on your behalf, and we would speak to them and see what exactly is their entry requirements and how that would be benchmarked against our foundation year.
very nice. So the students have the support of NCC UK regarding this as
100%.
well.
100%.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I think that's it. We've wrapped up the entire program that we're going to offer. We're going to start off in September. We're looking
Yeah.
forward to the introduction of new modules.
Correct.
And
So absolutely. So we gained the IBCC recognition back in December, and we're hoping that now it'll be rolled out this year, this academic year. So students will have now the options and the choices, and I hope it will be the IBCC route, only so that one, it gives confidence to the parents. The parents want to understand that their students are not at a disadvantage by doing a international qualification rather than a localized A level. Two, that the students are aware that the options for them by studying our qualification as an example is that there are many doors that can be opened for them
true,
in the international market as well as the local
as
market.
well as the local market.
Absolutely, 100%. So
So
Pakistan has great
they've got
universities.
national mobility as well as international mobility. Which is
100%.
wonderful for the students.
Yeah. So the students will have complete access and recognition for them to go nationally to any of their top tier Pakistan universities. And, and if they aspire to go abroad, they also have that same
Connection
skill.
lost,
So
right?
yes, it's a great tool for them
Wonderful.
that they can complete.
Good enough, good enough. And we are super excited to start off with the new program. Let's
Fantastic.
see, we're going to roll out in September. So the
Fantastic.
admissions
I
have
look forward
basically
to seeing that.
started.
I look forward to seeing
Yeah.
that. That would be great.
Definitely, definitely. Thank you so much for giving us the overview of the entire academic program that we're going to start off with, which
No
is going
problem.
to be a recognized IBCC. You've helped us understand the academic structure, the subjects that you're offering, and the effects that it would have on their career pathways.
More
So
than welcome.
wonderful. Thank you so much, Mr. Ziyad. But I do hope that we'll be seeing more of you.
I
So
hope so
probably we're
too. I hope
planning
so too. I do plan to
have
hopefully
another
be
session.
there again, hopefully within the next 12 months.
Okay, great.
I hope to see some really fresh new students on our program.
Definitely. Definitely.
Um, and if students have any questions, if they have any
Queries.
queries, or parents want some more reassurance or confidence within our qualification, please reach out to us. We can support the students' queries. We can support parents apprehensions, and we can guide them and give them the knowledge and the confidence that their students are in good hands, one, at TMUC, and two, that the qualification that we offer does hold very strong foundations in international and national markets.
Definitely, definitely. We're here to lay down their foundation. Definitely.
Fantastic. Great
Thank
stuff.
you so much, Mr. Ziyad. Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. Thank you so much for your
Take care
time.
of yourself.
And
Thank you so
yeah,
much.
I look forward to doing one of these again with you soon.
Definitely. Looking forward to it.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.